So, coming for the bar exam today, we are going to be discussing a few things that popped up into current events lately, especially when it comes to beefs and when it comes to songwriting. So, for the very first one, we got to talk about the Benzino Eminem beef. And honestly, like, let's get right to it. Benzino full on broke down on Drink Champs. He came in there with a lot of energy. He was ready for the beef with Eminem, ready to talk shit, whoop de whoop. And then by the end of it, bro was twisted, was crying, poor man. And he was talking about how he would hug Eminem. He really don't got beef with him. He really doesn't have beef with any white person, apparently. Like, Benzino definitely had a moment. And when I was watching this, I couldn't help but think, what is Mr. Marcus thinking right now? And I'm so glad that we have him here today so we can just go ahead and ask him. Mr. Marcus, what did you think about that whole display from Benzino?
So, Benzino went through everybody's seen the meme. Everybody's seen he went through the stages of Hennessy. You know. That's literally he went through. You saw the man go literally through stages. When you come in, you had the little cup. Fuck that, man. You know what it is, man. Fuck that nigga, man. Nigga ain't got shit to do with me and this bitch. And then slowly as he kept drinking, and the she, well, you ain't gonna answer the phone. You didn't try to talk all this smooth shit to this bad bitch, and you like, so you ain't gonna answer the phone? You ain't gonna. Come on, Stink. You like, come on, like for real. This is what we doing. And then you like, now you knocking at the door on the Ring camera, like, baby, I'm sorry. I just went. You went through. You saw all of the stages of Hennessy from the first hour. I mean, the first 15 minutes to the last 15 minutes. You experienced it, and you watched it live. That was, or you watched it as it progressed and happened. Oh yeah, that's all it was. It was literally the digital version of the stages of Hennessy. We've all been there. We've all had those moments. I applaud Drink Champs for having that type of platform that can break you down like that, because an hour into it, you don't walk in the same way you walked out.
True that. For
Very
me
true.
though, I was more like, I felt bad for him because it's like he doesn't need another fucking attack from the internet. Like, they're always talking about this man's neck. It's always something about him and his daughter. Like, he cannot catch a fucking break. Or it's about Eminem. Like, I just did not expect him to cry. I knew for sure he was gonna talk his shit, pop his shit, talk about Source. I was really excited to, hear about what was going on between all of that and what was happening behind the scenes. Did not expect him at the end of this though to basically just reveal that he really doesn't have any beef with Eminem. So I guess like the mystery is out, right? Like, he was this all just because it was good for his attention? You know what I mean? Like, he was seeking attention, he was getting interviews off of it. Eric, what do you think? What was he doing this shit for?
I mean, I think a lot of it was a long time coming for him to say a lot of this, and it just took the stages of Hennessy to go through it, which again, a lot of us have been there, so we know. But you saw it happen in real time, just like Marcus said, and I think a lot of this again is brought on because of the amount of years that these two have been at it. Um, I I think about I think about how today when rappers get mad at like people who write music reviews on like Pitchfork or YouTubers who do needle reviews or needle reviews who do YouTube reviews on other people's albums like the Needle Drop. That's where I was leading with that. But like I think about those moments and I relate them all the way back to what happened with Benzino and the Source, and it's basically the same. because in today's world, if you get those type of negative reviews on albums, you see a lot of the artists either lash out on Twitter, lash out on Instagram, be like, fuck this person, he doesn't know what he's talking about, all this other type of shit. Back then it was the exact same thing, but just the source was that for that time period. Now, to go from all of that to continuously go back and forth to shit on his artist, not only just M, but to shit on his artist as they're on the come up too, that's when you really start to see, like, okay, there really might be a whole different level of I don't fuck with this person. So for it to now do a whole 360 and for Benzino to reveal that he really doesn't have any problems with him, to me, that's just the toll of all of these years of Eminem literally kicking his ass, and he can't do anything else about it anymore. So at this point, he has to concede, and he knows that. Otherwise, he wouldn't have reacted in the extreme way that he did. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, I think you've got a good point.
You know, and I hate to take something from another show, but we've all seen The Breakfast Club and the Donkey of the Day.
Mm-hmm.
And it took Benzino 20 years to hire a ghostwriter to eat Eminem. Because if you think Benzino wrote any bar in Rap Elvis, any bar, any bar, if you believe that Benzino wrote any bar in Rap Elvis, you are smoking the same shit that he is. Now, whoever he hired, I definitely want to find their music, their Spotify, their sound. I want to know who it is.
Right, like almost like kudos to them.
Kudos to them because you wrote a banger. Like if you had to get one of the battle rap niggas to like, hey, or someone went into the AI. I am Benzino, a 20-year-old ex-rap Benzino. Write me a diss against the most popular white rapper in the music game named Eminem. From this point of view, give me 5 variations of a 16 bar, and you let AI write that shit. And then you went to the studio and was like,
I got it.
Like that's what. So if he didn't write any of the bars, we know that he might have wrote the prompt. Actually, I don't even think Benzino got AI capabilities like that. He had somebody else write the prompt.
We know he wrote that last diss track that he put out though. Boy, oh boy, that was awful.
Whoo! Buddy, was that awful.
You don't go. What was the name of that one?
I
know what you're talking about. What was the name of it?
Vulturious.
You don't go from Vulturious. Listen to that shit. I don't even know what that is.